What's going on, guys? This is Gainz Gaming. Today we have some huge news coming to Rise of Kingdoms that will be landing in the next week in game. So today we are going to be talking about the new patch notes Hollow's Eve that landed in game yesterday. And there has been a lot of stir up in the Rise of Kingdoms community about this update, whether or not it's going to be good for the game, bad for the game, or what it's really going to do for the game. So today we are going to be just reviewing the patch notes that we got in game yesterday and just kind of talking about what my thoughts are on the overall update. So first of all, we have the Halloween events that will be coming in game, which is pretty standard. So we're going to have a couple things that we typically see, which is Esmeralda's Prayer, Esmeralda's Treasures, Cerulean Assault, Race Against Time, all things that we are used to seeing, all things that I've also covered on my channel as well. And so I'm not going to talk about too much about the Halloween events because we typically know what that consists of. But the biggest thing that I want to talk about is the new Season of Conquest story and the new formation systems and things that come with that. So first of all, the new Season of Conquest story, King of the Nile Pioneer event. This is super exciting. I think this will be one of the more popular KVK seasons. And I think the biggest thing about this is I don't think that there's any crystal technology in this one, because the way that they're describing it is that it's going to be a lot like Light vs. Darkness, in which you have like that tech tree which everyone donates to instead of crystal technology. And if that's the case, I think this might be the new top favorite for KVK registrations. So we'll give this a read here. With the death of King Osiris, the Holy Scepter will soon fall into the hands of the mighty King Seth, but Horus, god of the sky and son of Osiris, leads his brave warriors into battle to thwart Seth's designs. Reiterating his right to succession, Horus hopes to carry the glorious rule of the Age of Osiris. Seth's followers stand in his way, vowing to defend Seth's claim to the throne, who will become king of ancient Egypt and take their place in history. Kingdoms participating in this Season of Conquest now have the opportunity to pioneer a whole new story, King of the Nile. Governors will battle for your camp's glory by the banks of the ancient Nile, experience a new matchmaking system, seasonal strategies, and other new twists in the King of the Nile. So, as you can see here, nothing about crystal technology has been said yet. So, here we have the new camp mode. Governors battle to destroy enemy holy sites as one of two camps, Camp Seth and Camp Horus, which will emerge true king of the Nile. Team matchmaking, we have added new rules around free team-ups. When signing up for the matchmaking phase, kingdoms participating in the story can now be assigned into a specific kingdom class, allowing a formation of their own unique team. This is also similar to KVK 3, where we have the different seeds. We have A, B, C, and D seeds, and so this is when you specify your kingdom into a certain seed, which is obviously done by power, and so it looks like this is kind of similar to that as well. Then we got seasonal strategies. We've added a new seasonal strategy feature. Governors can choose to enhance one of three distinct categories of strategies, boosting battlefield performance, map army strength, or support logistics. I think this is going to be a lot like KVK 3, where we have that tech tree where everyone can donate to, and obviously like the leaders of different alliances can kind of choose which ones you want to go toward. So I think that's going to be very similar to the KVK 3 tech tree. And as you can see, again, we do not have any mention of crystal technology in this KVK. And so it also comes with a new map. We've added a new Lost Kingdom map and terrain for the Governor's Valiant new epics. So I think that this will be a really interesting new KVK to see in game. And obviously, KVK is the life of Rise of Kingdoms, so you need to have new KVKs come in and be successful. We have obviously not seen that in the past with some pretty unsuccessful KVKs that people just don't want to even match up for. So and that's why they have to have those extra rewards. People that are actually going into it is because no one wants to do it. So I'm really excited to see how this one comes into the game. See if it is a Season of Conquest KVK that will be Crystal Tech free, because I think that will be huge for Rise of Kingdoms. Alright, next I want to talk a little bit about formations. This is something that I really wanted to wait a little bit before I made a video on, and so I could really understand it before I talked about it. So the formation system will come with 7 new formations included in the release. So that might mean that we might see new formations as we go. So we are only getting 7 right away, might get more in the future. So we can see here, governors can assign specific formations to a commander in combat, each conferring unique battle performance bonuses and added strategic depth. So this sounds like it might be commander specific. So one thing that we might see is that each commander has a specific formation that they're allowed to get, or you can only choose one formation per commander and that commander is stuck with that. So we'll kind of have to see what they do with the logistics around this, but I think there could be a lot of optimization around how they are going to do this for commanders. Then we have armaments. We've also released 28 unique armaments that can be equipped to various formations. I feel like this is going to be kind of like the equipment system that we have right now, so it can kind of boost the formations that we have. So each type comes with a set of randomized attribute buffs upon acquisition, with the chance of inscription buff for epic and legendary armaments. I feel like this is going to be like a special talent because, as we know, special talents come with attribute buffs, and so an even stronger boost will come with that. And then there are nearly 100 different types of inscriptions available. This is really interesting. And this is something that I was really trying to think about, what the different inscriptions could be. And I know Chiscool talked a little bit about this in his video as well, as they could be like buffs for health, for attack, for march speed, extra active skill damage, all that kind of stuff that could come with your commander skills that could be with your armaments. And I think that could be really cool to have the inscriptions that kind of give your commanders extra boost and maybe even change the commander in general. Like you could have an instant proc on Saladin or something like that. And so I think that could be really interesting to add into the game. Could even make other commanders more usable as well. So I'm really excited to see what they do with this. And so we also have recycling. So it looks like governors have the option to recycle excess armaments at the courier stations for gold and silver coins. This can be used to purchase armament chests and supplies containing other inscriptions. So it looks like you can kind of pick and choose which ones you want. So if there's ones for like gathering speed that you don't really care about, you can kind of get rid of those and get more gold and silver coins to buy the ones that you actually want to get. And then inscribing, governors have the option of reinscribing new inscriptions onto armaments to vary their inscription buffs. So it looks like you kind of change around your buffs that you get on these armaments, kind of like the equipment system where you can change the equipment you have on different commanders. We'll also be getting a new building, the State Forum. Unlock the State Forum to enable your formations. The State Forum is also where governors will go to travel and accept dispatch quests. I feel like this will be kind of like Bastion quests where we have a quest to do like train troops, defeat barbarians, use speed ups, all that kind of stuff to get these quests done. And then we can see here, simply complete the quest alongside the desired commander to gain more armaments and great rewards. So if you want an armament on Alexander the Great, you have to use Alexander the Great to go do a certain quest. The mode will only be available in Kingdom Season 2 or later on a limited basis pending full release. The buffs within currently only apply to the map Sunset Canyon, Lost Canyon, and Expeditions, and will gradually be applied to other events forthcoming versions of the game. And so I feel like this will be applied for both Home Kingdom and Lost Kingdom. I feel like that's what they mean by applied to the map. So I just want to review this real quick. So a couple things that I am excited about, things I'm worried about. So I am really excited about the new KVK story. I think this will be super exciting to see what they do with this. Like I said, I think that this could be the new KVK format to go for. Whereas typically it's Heroic Anthem or Strife of the 8 that people want to do just because they're the most basic ones. I think King of the Nile could be the new KVK format that people want to go into just because it does not have crystal technology potentially. So we'll have to see what they do with that. And then finally, the formation system. Personally, I was kind of worried when I first read this because I was like, they are adding so many things into the game at once, and it's just so overwhelming. And so I think it will really depend on how this comes into the game and how easy it is to use and how it changes the game as well. Because if the new formation system absolutely changes the whole dynamic of the game, I think this could be bad. I don't think that they are ready to do a huge shift in the whole gameplay of Rise of Kingdoms. Similar to the ranged commanders, I think that they're holding off on those until the game is ready for it, because personally I do not think it's ready for it yet. And so I think it'll be really on how they release this into the game, on the formations, how much it's going to change the game, how much it's going to change the gameplay. Because if it's super hard to use formations, you always have to be changing them and changing them back for rallying, for garrisoning, for open field, all that stuff. I think that's just going to be a huge pain in the butt. Similar to like the equipment system, like if you weren't able to set presets on your equipment, that would just be a total pain in the butt, having to completely take off every single piece of gear, which it used to be, and then put new gear on. So I'm really hoping that they just right away throw that into the game. That way, like with your best gear, you don't have to continually take off all your gear, put it right back on, change it to a different commander, all that pain in the butt stuff that we don't want to do. I really hope that it isn't like that and that it is easy to use, it's functioning, that they don't have to do constant updates to tweak it. So I'm really optimistic about the new formation system and the new armaments and inscriptions that we'll be getting, but I am also hesitant to say that I am excited because I really don't know what it will look like. So make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and have the notification bell on so that you are notified when I make future videos on these new updates that will be landing in game real soon. And stay tuned for future videos. I have some super exciting news to announce in the next couple of days. So thanks for checking out the video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.